Welcome back to Sentai Gears, What We Know So Far, once again. Today on part 6 of this series, we finally have confirmation on a release for a regular version of every Sentai season's gear, and not just in one way, but two. Plus, while it happened on August 1st and this video is covering July announcements, Premium Bandai has finally announced the highly anticipated Geartozinger as well, so we will be talking about that today as well. When we left off in June, we had the announcement of Gashapon Set 6 for an October release. This set announcement left the toy line with 6 more gears left to be given a release: Bioman, Go-Go 5, Abaranger, Dekaranger, Bokenger, and Ninninger. Out of these 6, Bioman and Go-Go 5 were the only ones we had not seen any pictures of so far, so they were anticipated to possibly be seen in August's Candy Toy Set 4, since that had 6 available slots. But there was no way we would see those until late in July in that set, right? Well, no. In the middle of the month, Premium Bandai dropped a surprise complete set of die-cast metal Sentai gears that gave us a first look at those two gears. Right after this set was revealed, I did a whole video to talk about it already, so I won't spend too much time on it here, but this is a huge set that has all 46 Sentai gears from Go Ranger through Kira Major as well as Zenkaiger in one go. So there's no color differences in the gold chrome like there is between the Candy Toy and Gashapon versions and the regular toy line. The backs of these gears have also been cleaned up of their copyright information to make them look more show accurate. The gears are molded the same as their original releases, however Bandai does advise caution on using them in the deluxe changers, as the metal on the gear could possibly damage the gear reader button in the toys, though they should still work the same, just be careful. The catch, of course, is that the set is $400, so it's really something for those die-hard Sentai gear collectors, or something perfect for those who haven't dived into the toy line so far, as it is a very pretty set, a great way to get them all at once, and all of the gears come in an awesome display book, and all of this will be released in January 2022. Of course, while that set finally showed us Bioman and Go-Go 5, those two and the other 4 of the final 6 gears aren't exclusive to the special premium sets or anything like that, as while it was widely assumed to be the case, those final 6 are going to be filling those 6 mystery slots for Candy Toy Set 4, which is due for release next week on August 9th. Just as Gashapon Set 4 was the first to not include any repeats from the deluxe toys for members of the Zenkaiger team besides the metallic rares, this set is all Legend Sentai gears, and has a great selection of teams, especially for those fans of the Disney era Power Ranger seasons. The Bandai Candy Toy blog, known as the place for the Kamen Rider Soto figure reveals every week, recently did an in-depth look at these gears and all of the Candy Toy ones as a whole. That was pretty neat to check out, especially as this very well might be the final Candy Toy set for the toy line. Now that all the Sentai have been announced, that means it's about time to wrap up this series, huh? No, not at all. If the die-cast set didn't prove the Sentai gears seeming to be a successful toy line for Bandai Japan, then this photo shown in the blog post about the prototypes of the die-cast gears, with a prototype Battle Fever J on display, was some big proof of the toy line continuing, as 2 new types of gear toys were seen in the corner. In this picture, the first one is exactly what you think it is, and is what we were all waiting for, while the other is a follow-up to the Kamen Rider gears seen in last month's video. The Rider gears for Kamen Rider Geo, 01, and Saber were used in episode 20 of the series, and this photo is the first hint that they would also see a toy release. At first glance, the green color of the gear, and the tiny bit of the picture that can be seen, makes it seem that this is the Kamen Rider Saber gear that would use either the Kamen Rider Saber or Kamen Rider sound. However, the gear number seen in this picture, gear number 45, actually matches up with the gear number on the 2-die Hero gear released last month. So now, the question is this just an early prototype of the Saber gear with the wrong gear number on it? Or is Bandai actually teasing a re-release of the 2-die Hero gear, but in the Kamen Rider gear colors? Only time will tell. But of course, it's time to talk about the purple dark gear. Nearly 4 months after the debut of Stacy/StaCeaser to the show, and the introduction of his Geartozinger, it has finally been announced as a Premium Bandai exclusive release this past weekend. The changer will also release in January 2022, costing a little over 6,000 yen, which can also be pre-ordered right now over on Toku Collectibles for a little over $100. Of course, the main gear that is purely exclusive to this set is StaCeaser's dark gear used to transform into StaCeaser. But that's not all you get. Also included are 5 of the dark gears seen on screen to summon the evil copies of numerous Sentai. Of the ones seen on screen so far, the 5 picked out here are those the core Zenkaiger group is based off of: Go Ranger, Ju Ranger, Gal Ranger, Maji Ranger, and Bokenger, which are great choices and make a lot of sense. These evil gears themselves are molded the same as their regular counterparts, so they should still work perfectly fine in the Geartozinger, and vice versa with the regular gears in this one. But the StaCeaser gear is an interesting one. As mentioned a long time ago in this series, when YouTuber Crane Joe posted the complete list of sounds programmed into the Geartozinger, there were 64 possible gear sounds on the toy. Technically 128, with the gears being double-sided being taken into account, that could be unlocked, and these corresponded to the numbers seen on the back of the gears. What's really interesting is that his gear, this new one, actually says number 65 on the back. This new gear combination, not in Crane Joe's list, is not using any of the available slots that we thought would be taken up by a release for this gear, but it's actually a combination of 2 previous gear combinations, with one side having Zenkaiser's Hero Side combination, and the other having 2 Kaiser's Hero Side combination. So using it in their respective changers, depending on the side, should just unlock the sounds for those 2 Rangers transformations. This is definitely an interesting choice for this gear, as it basically means the StaCeaser gear is practically useless in those 2 changers in terms of getting a new sound out of it. So now this really makes the identity of the still unknown gear to unlock the second new hero sound in the Geartozinger even more of a mystery. To round out the features of the deluxe Geartozinger, it will also have voice phrases programmed inside of it, as a lot of premium Bandai items often do. This time from Stacy, of course, and Ijirude of the Toji Tendo. With all of that, there is likely going to be less and less gear announcements going forward. Now that the dark gears are finally happening in the toy line, it's likely we'll see the other dark gears seen on screen so far, Jacka, Flashman, Maskman, and Fiveman, get releases somehow at some point, though they could be waiting to do those in a bigger dark gear set, as Stacy does use new ones every once in a while, with magazine scans actually showing a possible dark Shinkenger and O-Ranger gear on the horizon for the show. Another gear that is hopefully on the horizon for the toy line is a spoiler for the recent movie Superhero Senki, so you might want to skip to this timecode in the video if you would like to be surprised. While no pictures of this have seemed to leak so far, it has been confirmed by those who have seen the film that the Akiba Ranger Sentai gear does appear on screen in this movie, and the team themselves make a cameo. And with that already being a sound in the toy, hopefully that means it will actually get a release in the toy line. But with all of that, we have covered all of the Sentai gear related information since the last episode. Unless more Super Red versions or other random gears appear, I imagine the month of August will be quite light for news. So hopefully we'll have something to talk about for a part 7 next month in September. But until then, I would love to hear you guys' comments down below. Did you pick up the Geartozinger toy yet? Are you going to be getting the diecast gear set? And what releases do you still want to see? Until next time, you can follow me on Twitter at LivingRangerKey or at LightningFakeBR. Zenroku Zenkai.